If you look over your left shoulder there, you'll see the portico of one of the cottages in the historic district. That cottage was bought by William Rockefeller in 1911. He and his brother, John D., owned all of Standard Oil Company. There were 15 cottages built in the historic district, 12 of which have been restored to date. The largest cottage is the Crane Cottage, which is over on the other side, the north side of what's now the Club Hotel. Large white structure, 2-story, sunken formal garden on the right-hand side. When that was built in 1911, it cost $500,000. That cottage had 19 bedrooms and 19 bathrooms, but no kitchen in it at all. So the millionaires bought the island from the Dubinian family in 1886, formed the club in 1887, and then they built the club itself in 1888. It was for their recreation on the island to come down. The club, when it was built, could house 60 guests, and the families that joined, there were 100 families invited to join. Membership was limited to 100. And the families that were large and a lot of kids would build cottages. The other ones would stay either in the club or in the San Souci. So the millionaires came down here looking for one thing, and that was isolation. In order to get away from prying eyes of the public and the press that was always watching them. They lived in their mansions in the Northeast primarily, so Boston, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, New York, Chicago, and these were all titans of industry, financiers, folks, families who had made their mark financially in the United States. They came down from Christmas to Easter. They came down for 3 months every year. They wanted to get away from the cold weather up there. They also wanted to get away from the public so that they couldn't be spied on and watched. And they enjoyed a lot of the same things you would if you had been down here then. So they enjoyed hunting and fishing. They enjoyed croquet on the front lawn of the club. There was a 9-hole golf course over on the beach side that is still there today called the Dunes Course. And they enjoyed bike riding, picnicking, all of those things. On days that was bad weather, they would go into the Gould Casino, which is still standing behind Hollybourne Cottage. And they would enjoy indoor bowling as well as indoor rifle shooting. So the millionaires came down from 1888 up until 1942. The club did well through the First World War, did well through the Great Depression. But many of the members owned their own railroads, and so they would ride their own rail cars down here. And then when they got here, they would stay at the Oglethorpe Hotel in Brunswick. And then they would send a telegram to the club for the boatmen to come pick them up. You see these pilasters over here on the left on that shelf beach. That's the site of the old Jekyll Island boathouse. It was a 2-story wood structure, and it housed a 100-foot steam launch in there. Many of the millionaires also in their own yachts. So this one was named after Corsair, which was J.P. Morgan's yacht. 303 people through much too deep water than this creek would allow. So they would anchor out in the sound between Jekyll and St. Simon. They would fire off a signal cannon, be the signal for these guys to go out and pick them up. Our other vessel that just passed us is the Liberty.